Hi, everyone. I hope you're well and want to welcome you. I'm really excited to talk to you today. I've been invited to speak on something that might be useful for our students in the Counseling Ministries program by Dr. Artis. I'm super grateful. And today I want to talk perhaps on some essential tips and insights that I believe that will help you to excel in your academic work as a doctoral student in our program. But let me start perhaps by setting the right expectations and to really ask, what does it truly mean to be a PhD student? It's not just about advanced study. It's a journey of personal and professional growth, and you will face, as you would expect, challenges. But with the right mindset, I believe that these challenges become stepping stones to success. Now, first, I think the first step, I believe, to it's really choosing the right program and advisor. And I'm sure that, as most of you know, you're already in the right program, and being at Regent would help you to really master whatever content that you are interested in. And I believe that starting with the right program is important. And you also have excellent supervisors in the counseling ministry program. But I think this decision can make or break your PhD experience. In fact, it can make or break your doctoral experience. And so it's important to look for a program that aligns with your research interests and a mentor, right, who supports and challenges you. And we're blessed to have incredible mentors within our counseling ministries program. Now, I want to talk about research. I will have another second video where I highlight a bit more about how to find your research topic. But let's talk about research, because I think a PhD, it's primarily about contributing new knowledge to your field. This particularly means staying dedicated to your research, being open to constructive criticism, and also continuously learning. And it's important that you remember that it's a marathon, really, not a sprint. And so pace yourself and maintain a healthy work-life balance if possible. Because eventually what's important is that you want to get at the end of the line mastering the skills that you need to master and becoming competent in your area of expertise. But also I want to talk about networking, because I think that networking is another important key to success. Now, it's important. I know that for some PhD students or for some doctoral students, they can't wait to finish with their doctoral degree, with their PhD, with their doctor title. For most, that's exciting, right? But I don't think that's the most exciting part of a PhD program anyway. But while you're in the program, make sure that you network, right? Networking is a very important key aspect of success in a PhD program or as a PhD student, because at that point, you have an opportunity to connect with peers, your professors, and even professionals in your field. In fact, there are privileges that comes with just being a PhD student. You have access to places that normally you wouldn't have access to as part of people's support for you. And so to do this, some of the things that you could also do to kind of do this might be to attend conferences, to participate in seminars, and also don't hesitate to share your ideas in these platforms when you have the opportunity to go for any of these events. But these connections, I believe, can open doors to future opportunities. You don't know who you're going to meet at a conference or a seminar. So as much as possible, try to sign up for these things, because it goes along with helping you kind of get to where you do want to go. But finally, I think that while it's important to prioritize research and network and choose the right advisors and mentors, sometimes it's very possible to forget to take care of ourselves. And so it's important to take care of your mental health while pursuing your PhD studies. Now, the pressures of a PhD or doctoral program can be intense, and so it's really crucial to have a support system, whether it's your friends or family or mental health services that's available for you in your institution. Like at Regent, we have the Psychological Services Center. We also have the Students Counseling Support Center as well. And so never underestimate the power of having to talk to someone, because I think it's important. You could also be a mentor that plays a significant role in your life that you should always make sure that you talk to when you're having challenges. And so I think embarking on a PhD, it's a formidable but really a fulfilling journey with passion, with perseverance, and some of the tips that we've discussed today I believe that you can not only succeed in the program, but also thrive. But also, I do want to talk about research, right? How to choose a research topic, particularly given the fact that research is also a passion of mine, and I do want to explore what that would look like. For some of you that might be in the program and perhaps thinking about what research topic that you should explore for your research or your dissertation. I think it's something that finding the right research topic for you will not only inform or shape the way you go about your career, but it has a lot to do with also how far you go in your career, right? But how do you decide on a research topic for your PhD? I think it's a decision that shapes your entire doctoral journey. And while I'm here, I just want to guide you through some of the critical processes that you should expect or might be required, especially as you start to explore and think about what research topic will be useful for you. Now, choosing a research topic isn't just about picking a subject, right? It's not about picking a subject that you're interested in. It's about finding a question that's both intriguing and significant in your field. So that's really where to start. You want to find a problem that it's intriguing to your colleagues, to your professors, a problem that really needs to be solved, something that you've seen based on your professional experience working in your community, or maybe something that you've experienced personally, right? And I think when you start to poke around those questions, there is always a problem. There's always a problem statement that needs to be tackled. And once you figure out what this is, that's the first step, I believe. But I think as you do this, as you start to think about this, I think you should consider some of this steps. First, you need to immerse yourself in the literature, right? Now, what do I mean by this? It means that you have to read widely and deeply in your area of interest. Once you figure out what that problem is, now look through the literature and see if someone has published something on a similar topic and see, where to come in and see the gaps in the literature that you would address. Because at the end of the day, I think that no matter what you want to research or do, there's someone that's done something on that particular topic. So find where to stop and extend it. So this is not just about understanding current research. It's really about identifying these gaps, right? The gaps where you can work, where your work can actually contribute something new and valuable. Because science is really an extension, grows incrementally. So you just want to find a gap that you want to fill up as part of your life's work. But next, I think it's important to think about your passion as you're considering this and reading the literature. Ask yourself what topics or issues keep you up at night. For example, for me, I'm interested in attachment processes in adult relationship among adults. And the reason why I was interested in this because I considered myself having to experience attachment abandonment. And so part of my life's course has been to sort of understand what this is and how people can make a meaning despite having a disrupted attachment patterns or an insecure attachment patterns, how people can make meaning out of this and perhaps substitute attachment objects that can help them build corrective relationship to enable them flourish. And so for me, it was more or less about answering questions that I struggled with. And so it's important to think about your passions, right? The topics or issues that keep you up at night, or maybe the things that you really care so much about, right? And think about those things because your PhD journey, it's long and challenging. And so being deeply interested in your topic of interest, it's important for maintaining motivation over the years. And I think this is very important because if you don't pick the right topic, you will eventually get tired at some point and perhaps not want to continue with that process because usually it takes, this is like a 4 or 5 years program. So you want to really stick with a topic that really resonates with you. But now I think let's talk about feasibility because I think it's great to have ambitious ideas, but your topic needs to be manageable within the scope of a doctoral project. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm simply saying that you should consider the resources that you have access to, like the data, the equipment, and also the funding that you have. Now, what kind of data you want to look at, let's say, relationship patterns in a particular community. you should ask yourself, do you have access to those community? If you're going to invite people to participate in your study, would there be some kind of incentive that you should provide? Is there funding available to cover for those incentives? And so those are things that you need to consider, right? And also one of the things around feasibility is also thinking about who's your chair or your supervisor to make sure your advisor has the capacity to actually mentor you through the program, through the particular research. So your topic should be something that you can realistically explore, given these constraints, especially as you factor in the data, the funding, the particular support system that you have. So you have to make sure that feasibility, then you address that particular issue when considering your research topic. So choose research topic that you can realistically explore, right? Given particular constraints, within your field or within your particular program, in that sense. But also, I think it's important to consult with mentors and advisors. And when I say this, I don't mean your dissertation chair. It could also be other professors as well that you have good relationship with, because I think their experience and perspective can be invaluable in helping you really refine your ideas and ensure they are original and relevant and even viable. And so don't hesitate to reach out and discuss your thoughts with them. It's important that you kind of reach out to the right people. But also, lastly, I just want to end with this. I think it's important that you think about the broader impact of your study. Ask yourself, how is your research going to contribute to your field and potentially address larger societal issues? In fact, for me, when I get students some of the students that I'm mentoring to in their research, during our initial first meetings, the first thing I do is to ask them to write down a problem statement, just to help them to think beyond just their interest in that study, but to think about the big societal issues and how their study or their research question or hypothesis would tackle or address these issues. And so I think this perspective can not only provide direction for your study, but also inspire you throughout your doctoral research, knowing fully well that you're actually addressing a broader issue, right, that directly impacts our society. Because what's the point of doing research if it doesn't have a direct impact in your community or even in your research field? And so as I end with this, I think I want to say this, that deciding your research topic is a journey of exploration and self-reflection. It's about finding the perfect intersection of passion, significance, and I think feasibility, and finding that it's something that will require some of the tips and stuff that I've also shared just now. But I think you should remember that this is your opportunity to make a mark in your field. So I think I would encourage you to choose wisely and also boldly, and make sure that you choose research that is significant enough to kind of move the needle a little bit in your field, right? And solve a societal problem. Thank you for watching. I hope it's been helpful, and I look forward to having more conversations with you. If you do have any question, don't hesitate to reach out to me at bcounted@regent.edu. And also want to thank Dr. Artist for inviting me to share this little nuggets with you. And I hope you have a great time. Bye for now.